Given trip, there is a break from the norm, a departure from the routine of one's everyday life. That means that whether it's a weekend away or a whole new country, a holiday is composed of innumerable moments which are novel and exciting. Let me ask you a question though. Do you remember all of these moments? Perhaps yes, if you look at some photos or someone reminds you, but for the majority of the cases, a life-changing holiday might only be boiled down to a sliver, a couple of significant moments and the banal coffee you had every day. This is because travel is an intense, compressed, hypersensory experience. There are so many new things to see, hear, smell, feel, and do. The brain is pushed to dizzying limits by experiences it's never had to comprehend before. The pure range of emotion you can feel is incredible, from shock and disgust to awe and excitement. Then combine that with the fact that you're exposed to 20 times more things than an ordinary day at home. It is impossible to remember everything, no matter how hard you try. So here's the context of my personal situation. Recently, my family and I went on a trip to China, and I've been musing over how to preserve the memories of this trip, intentionally. It's difficult to explain. I'm not scared of not documenting enough, given the stacks of journals I have in my closet unread once I flip the page. There are actually plenty of reminders for me to look back on about a moment in time, if I so choose to. What I worry about is this feeling of not really being there at all. I worry that my memory of this picture is just that, me remembering this picture. Like how I look at my baby photos. I have a sense that I remember that toy or that place, but it is probably just me imagining I was in the photo and conflating that with actually remembering the event itself. Lately, more problems have been plaguing my dilemma of how to keep my memories from my travels. When I started traveling for the first time without my family in uni, I found myself slowly sliding into the Instagram trap. I wanted to take aesthetic photos. I felt like I was on the treasure hunt for backdrops. It wasn't for me to look at, but to turn my back against and pose for the camera. Monet's water lilies, more like post 3 of my vacation dump. I'm trying so hard to document and preserve these memories. But if I wasn't really present in the first place, what memory did I even have to remember? Fortunately, in the pace of my own fumbling around countries by myself, I got the time to do something I always wanted to do. Travel sketching. Here's what I realized. A lot of the times we try to capture our memories through photos. It is a wonderful thing that the human race has progressed to having these mini time capsules right in our pockets, a slice of forever in the palm of our hands. However, there are several problems that I've encountered. When the photo centers me as the subject, suddenly the picture is about the size of my body, my laughing mouth forming a double chin, or my hair being in the wrong place. I become an observer of myself on holiday, rather than simply being on holiday. It feels like I am viewing myself from outside my own body, thinking about the way this photo will be perceived, both by others and by my own inner critic. And when I do have the pure intention of capturing how I experience something, there are also so many things in photography that are out of my control. You may see the most beautiful monument or scenery of your life, but poor lighting, the limits of a phone camera, and other people just getting in the way all place barriers on translating the beauty of what you see into an image to keep. Too many times have I been disappointed that I can't capture the vastness of a landscape or the gentle glow of the light. It could be a skill issue, but I think that you shouldn't have to think about how to jump the barriers of reality just to express your experience in some physical form. Many people may struggle with the issue of taking too many photos, but admittedly, I fear that I didn't even take enough, discouraged by this watered down version of this wondrous world that I'm experiencing. But something about drawing brings me back into the moment. Art overcomes the obvious camera barriers. There is no worry about crowds, I can just leave them out. There is no worry about lighting, I can just make up my own. There is no worry about equipment and my camera not being good enough for low light. There is only my piece of paper and my pencil, my hand and my eye. The breeze curls delightfully beneath the lens of my glasses and touches my eyelashes. There is no device between me and the world, some screen or pixels. I am there, fully in the moment, looking out at the world as clear as I can. The most important thing, in my opinion, is that art forces you to process your surroundings intentionally. The mind notices different things according to the individual. The same shrine may be seen for its vivid crimson hue, or the symbolic animal decorations on its roofs. What sticks out for one person may be the curve of the dark ink characters, or the contrast of the gold detailing, whereas another person may see the strength of the silhouette against the cloudless sky, or the millions of intricacies in its stone carvings. There is no way to capture every single detail, like a camera represents every pixel. So what you draw becomes a direct reflection of what is most important to you. Finally, the act of drawing demands observation. To draw is to dismantle, to be free from any ideas that one may have. The water may seem blue, but on closer observation, its rippled surface is a muted jade green mixed with shadows of deep umber. It becomes more than just the object in your mind, and an appreciation of its parts grows in a way that is so special and raw. When you are forced to construct your reality from scratch, the act of creation pulls from the wealth inside of you, not just from the wealth of what's in front of you. When I make art, I feel something being born, growing and transforming what I see into something new entirely. Instead of bending myself figuratively and literally to frame what's already there or waiting for the perfect moment, I feel like I'm actively adding to my reality. You are the driver of the image, not just passively looking at a reflection of it. I also feel like my mood, whether it be joyfulness, calmness, boredom or fatigue, becomes inevitably imbued into my line work or the way I perceive colours. I can't stop myself from imprinting my live experience of the place into the artwork. In that way, this artwork could only have been created at this moment in my life. And when I look back at the image, I remember everything I felt when I was sitting on that bench, looking at the world around me. It is a portal back into that version of myself. So it's not about wanting to remember everything. It's about getting to choose what you want to remember the most and making that moment so strong that you can never forget it. You may be asking why I'm drawing from a photo, given that this seems to boil down the experience into photography first, only to be reconstructed by drawing later. Sure, there are plenty of issues preventing one from travel sketching, like crowded places or being rushed along by faster-paced companions. But you can apply that same thinking of how you might look at a subject. Imagine if you were drawing this. What shapes is this composed of? What details are there? What colors are there? How would you transform what you see into marks on a piece of paper? It's a puzzle. It's a way of looking at the world. And even as I'm drawing from home, the memories influence the way I manipulate this sketch. I'm still an active participant in the creative process. And I think that's the whole point. I don't think the point is to capture everything through drawing. Photos do a better job at showing an accurate representation of what was there. In the end, everything is a tool in our vast toolbox to help us accomplish our goal of remembering. You can never keep everything, but that's okay. Even babies who can't remember a thing are rewired by the novel experiences they go through. And what a privilege it is in the first place to get to see even a fraction of the world and let that change who you are, even if you can't remember how or why. The goal was never about perfect documentation, but to be in the moment enough to feel that you were truly there, to give yourself the best shot of letting this experience touch you, for it to be worth the memory in the first place. Borrow the eye of your inner artist. Observe, notice, transform. Perhaps you will find that you remember more with a simple doodle than you could ever have imagined.